everyone, today I'll be talking about a WOF theory that I have about Animus dragons. If you don't know what WOF means, it's basically wings of fire. So it's just an abbreviation basically. So my theory of Animus dragons in WOF is that it's about celestial events. If you don't know what celestial events are, they're basically unnatural or like coincidental or like unnatural beings or phenomena in the earth, right? If you don't know, one of those is the aurora. I think that the aurora is how the animus is formed. So what I think is that does make sense. You know why? Because ice wings have had animus dragons longer than any other tribe. And that does make sense, as wings of fire, ice wings, literally are the only tribe that has exposure to the aurora, because they're living in the Arctic tundra where auroras normally form. At least that's what I thought. But then I had a little bit of a search, and then I was like, okay, I was thinking that I thought that it would be about auroras and how they were, once an ice wing egg has been exposed to auroras, their electromagnetic fields will catch and then they'll create an animus dragon. But the problem with this theory is that it could have happened, but auroras don't spawn very currently or like normally. But we know that ice wings have had it like over and over and over again and again and again, and way much more faster than an aurora can be formed naturally. So what I was thinking is that you know how Arctic and Fossil breeded and then they created Darkstalker. That could also work, and that's how he became an Animus dragon, by creating the Nightwing blood, the corrupting Nightwing and Icewing blood to create with an Animus blood as well to create Darkstalker that has Animus power. And because that he has Animus power, this would make sense, as I was thinking that maybe that one aurora, just before when the ice wings were just starting a tribe, they were for rebelling against the scavengers, you know. When that was happening, I think that an aurora formed, and the starting of the Animus Icewing blood started, and that was the part where Animus was formed, or the Icewing Animus was formed, by having one aurora come, but not all the time having auroras, right? That would make sense. So that aurora comes, and then that two people breed, and they create another Animus dragon. But that person does not know what an Animus dragon is. At that point of time, Icewings did not know what these Animus dragons were capable of. So once they breed it and they got the Animus egg, they hatched and they became another Animus. And those breeded and those breeded. And that is how I think that the Animus bloodline continued on from Wings of Fire. The Wings of Fire plot line. All the way to book 1, the Dragon Prophecy. So when that happens, that Ice Wings are continuously having breeding. But when it stops, when Arctic takes away, comes, because you know that Queen Diamond, you know, Queen Arctic's mother, actually did not have any other dragonettes, right? Except Snowflake, but Snowflake did not inherit the Animus bloodline. So if Arctic left and Queen Diamond did not breed any longer, then that Animus bloodline stops. That bloodline stops. So then the aurora cannot come back and fulfill them again. So that's why that would make sense. And that also explains why no other tribe had it, because they had the Animus power, because the auroras normally don't form in other areas except tundras, right? Only very rarely, auroras form in these areas, which is why I think that would be the case. Why almost no other tribe had Animus dragon before, and that would also make sense why. I think this is why, but that why Skywings murdered Animus dragons when they were born, because they thought that maybe the Skywing and Icewing bred, and that they didn't like hybrids, so they probably smashed it. I think that's how it would work, maybe. And then that fear came on with the extra message that they lost their soul or anything, whatever that nonsense is. And that's how it worked. And reason this would also make sense because Albatross has very pale sails. So I was thinking there was a hybrid of an Icewing and Sea Wing, but that wouldn't work because if you don't know, that Queen Lagoon and Albatross were brothers and sisters. So their mother would have to breed with an iceling to get that royal bloodline, right? The Animus bloodline, right? So when that happened, the Albatross should have gotten it, right? But the problem with that theory is that she probably did not marry an iceling. That would be weird. So what I was thinking was that for the reason of his pale scales is that an aurora probably manifested from when he was hatched and he got that Animus bloodline. And from the starting of the Animus bloodline, as after Albatross didn't breed, but after Fathom bred and had that Animus blood, that continued on in the sealing royal family. So that would make sense, right? Because Albatross is a royal family, Albatross is royal, Fathom is royal, you know? So this royal Animus bloodline will continue on and on and on. And that would make sense for more reasons than I can say now. But that's pretty much what I have to say for this theory for now. I will tell you more about once I get some more information, then I will give you some more an update on this theory. So thank you everyone for listening.